bad news. Congressman Bob Good just tweeted out he will not be voting for Mike Johnson.
Well, remember, Brian, Bob Good has left, so I don't maybe there's some other name, but Bob Good is
Can we check that?
Yeah.
Or are you saying
yes. Bob Good lost that close primary back in that Virginia seat. John McGuire is the new member there. John will be voting for Mike Johnson for Speaker. So I think it's still just Thomas Massey who's indicated he won't support the Speaker, but I'm hopeful that everyone else will.
All right, good point. He's not there anymore, so I shouldn't have brought that up. My bad.
Whatever it was, Ohio State. What was the final score? I can't find it. Sorry to wait here. I'm looking. Let me see if I can find it. I can't find the game. know it was low scoring, but for some reason I can't remember the score. Let me see. Hold on. I'll find it. There it is. 13-10.
You're listening. Yeah, like all the time I'm listening.
WATB with Christian, Eric, and Carl sometimes.
Listen in your office, in your car, or even your neighborhood bar.
We're doing it. We're doing it. We're having fun. We're making it happen.
It's fun time. Open your mouth, close your eyes. We're going to give you a big surprise. And here it is.
Welcome to Who Are These Broadcasters? The only show that Eric Zane says wishes it could be January 6th every day. I'm Christian Bladt. Over there is the aforementioned EZ. Eric, we haven't been on for a few weeks. My Christmas and New Year's were great. Thanks for asking. I was in Maui for a week with my wife's family. Perfect way to end the year. I might look a little red to you. How about you? How are you doing, EZ?
I'm never better. I mean, look at you heading off to paradise.
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
Oh, stop.
Oh
Tell
my
me more.
God. It's like the time away just breathed so much life into you. My God.
Yes, I even returned the rope and ladder that I had bought in late November. I don't
Look
need
at
it.
you.
I don't
Wow,
need it
boy.
anymore.
2025. Think 25 is going to be a good year.
I cashed in my tickets to Greenland, as they say. I no longer need them. But, look, it's been a while since we've been here, Eric. And the most important thing that I think we need to do is remind people how super chats work on this program.
Well, usually they don't. But
That's fair. That's a fair point.
typically, we actually do make a handful of shekels each month because our pal Carl allowed this moment right here to happen. This is our virtual tip jar. So if you feel like these guys are great, I'm enjoying my time, here's $1 or $2, fantastic. Or if you want Christian to say something during the sign-off of this show, like, I don't know, disparage a certain group of people, ethnicity,
Or by the way, multiple groups. That's always
sure.
fun. Yeah.
Sure. Just leave it in the chat. And then the one with the highest dollar amount is what he'll sign off with. So make sure you go big. I mean, I would suggest starting at $10 for that and then work your way up because somebody might, trump you and make it 15 or 20 or 25. So however you see fit. And also not affiliated with Super Chats. If you're funny, you're in the poor chat, but you're funny, we will feature your comments that way too.
Yeah, and what some of you might have learned is that I do tend to throw a few poor chats up during the countdown. So if you get in early, most likely your chat's going up there, especially if you insult Eric Zane. It'll certainly get up there.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Well, look, Happy New Year, everybody. And because it is a Happy New Year, we have to dive right in with this.
Who are these New Years? Who are these New Years?
Wow.
Takes a little bit of a dark turn there, but thank you to Doug from the Jingles department who whipped a couple of those together during the break. There's one we'll need in a few weeks, but yes. So who are these New Year's? And an important part of every year, we look back and we remember the important moments of the previous 12 months. And to do that, to start off, we have to highlight someone we've never featured on WATB before, but fans of WATS certainly know this person. Let's take a moment, refresh everybody's memory. Maybe EZ doesn't know her, probably does. But let's remind everyone of the moment when the world met Jules Lebron.
How I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm very mindful while I'm at work. see how I look very presentable? The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson and go to the job looking like Patty and Selma. Not Demure. I'm very modest. I'm very mindful. You see my shirt? Only a little chichi out, not my chocho. Be mindful of why they hired you. Here's your reality check, diva. What's the name you'd like me to make it out to?
Are you familiar with Jules before this?
Yeah, I saw her in fucking Empire Strikes Back. Maybe it was.
I think you might have her.
It was Return of the Jedi, whichever one where Han was frozen.
Yeah, it is Return of the Jedi. I think you might be mixing her up. But yes, so Jules Lebron set the world on fire. And I think she's particularly unpopular over there at WATS. But I promise everybody, this is going to pay off. So the reason yeah.
Did you say that that this person is unpopular? Why?
No. Hugely. Well, hugely popular and viral. But I think in this universe over on Who Are These Socials, I think people don't enjoy hearing.
Well, that's fucking mean.
Yeah, well, yeah. But don't worry.
So the guy who just said she looks like Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, that's okay. There's a reason we have her. There's an unlikely huge fan. This is from New Year's Eve on CNN with Anderson Cooper and Andy Cohen. And they had the great actor Ralph Fiennes give a very strong monologue to say goodbye to 2024.
Look, this is how I do my makeup for work. Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work. I don't do too much. I'm mindful at work. See how I look? Very presentable. The way I came to the interview is the way I go to the job. A lot of you girls go to the interview looking like Marge Simpson, looking like you're going to look like Patty and Selma.
So I'm going to let it keep going, but I need to point out that Andy had shown this to Ralph Fiennes the day before. He had never seen it before.
He did an excellent job of consuming that. I don't think Anderson knows what the fuck is going on.
Possibly not.
He's just like, what the fuck is happening?
But I am very modest.
Uh-oh.
See
There
my
you go.
shirt?
This fucking laugh.
Check this out.
Only a little chichi out. Not my chocho.
The reason we're still watching is because Anderson leaning out of the shot.
Here's a reality check, diva. What's the name you want me to
make it out to? Sorry, I cut the clip too soon. I mean, come on. You
Yeah.
can't. But we needed to set that up. I couldn't just play it.
No. I mean, I wouldn't have known what the fuck was happening. I'm guessing 99% of the country didn't know what the fuck was going on there.
So at no time in the year 2024 were you demure. You were never mindful. You weren't aware of this.
I would say my lack of demure is my charm.
Yes. People still talk about your taint. So yes, your lack of demure is
100%. You may have, if you had me in HD at that moment, you may have been able to see smeared shit if you looked close. That's how demure I was.
If only we could be so lucky. So on this thread, we have exactly one clip from ABC's New Year's Eve coverage, which is inexplicably still called New Year's Rockin' Eve with Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve with Ryan Seacrest. Seacrest has been doing it for 20 years now. And there's no rock in the New Year's Eve. So I don't know why any of those things are in the title, but I'm sure there's money involved, branding and all that. But they, over there at ABC, they had a very special guest to reflect on 2024.
Their most demure selves this year, and this next creator helped make the internet a bit more elegant, so much so that dictionary.com named demure its word of the year.
Is there another word of the year that might come to your mind as you see this image, Eric?
Stretched, because it's like Jules is like a stretch version of the chick next to her in both attire and face. Look at that. That's remarkable.
It's like the old TVs, the dial TVs, where you had to adjust the horizontal and the vertical. And obviously, we've stretched out the image, and we need to get back to it. But we'll listen to what Jules has to say.
Wow.
Please welcome Jules Lebron. Hi, hun.
Hi, divas.
Can
How
we have
are
a
you?
moment for a sec?
Matching divas wasn't even coordinated.
No.
Great minds think alike.
Right? Am I demure? Did I make it?
I mean, double demure.
Come on. Who doesn't love that?
Tell us if these trends are very
Okay.
demure.
Let's review some trends with Jules Lebron, Eric.
Who dated the pygmy hippo?
Very cutesy.
Wait a minute. Are they asking Jules LeBron about a fucking pygmy hippo?
Yeah, I think she feels that it's very demure because she remembers seeing it at the family Thanksgiving dinner. I believe.
Well, yeah, and the hippo looks more human than her.
I mean, look, if I've got to stick it in one of them, it's definitely the hippo.
Oh.
Okay, Kendrick and Drake's rap beef.
Ooh, very mindful, very real, but not very demure.
All
How
right.
about
Thanks for
Ryan
that.
Seacrest hosting his 20th New Year's Rockin' Eve?
A gag, very demure and very
know.
mindful, very successful, very classy. Congratulations, Ryan.
I would be more accepting of these people if they didn't look the way they look. I mean, she looks like one of the fucking locals in Total Recall, for fuck's sake.
Yes, that's two sci-fi references from you in the first 10 minutes. I didn't realize you were such a nerd.
Jesus
For
Christ.
all of your very mindful answers, Jules, we're going to hit by midnight in the Central Time Zone during this next performance.
Yes.
Let's check in with Gronk.
Well, we're not going to check in with Gronk, but
It's bad when we don't even give a shit about Gronk, who's
Yeah.
usually pretty entertaining in a stupid way.
I'm not going to lie. We might see Gronk in something else.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we don't care about what he did this New Year's Eve. So, look, that's great. It's a big 2024 moment. But Jules LeBron gone too soon because apparently this food vlogger in pursuit of 500 pounds took the easy way out and just consumed Jules LeBron whole. There's music playing. So again, our audio audience cannot get to enjoy this. She's celebrating her 500th pound with cake and
It's
some
a different
balloons.
person?
This is a different person who is somehow far more hideous than Jules LeBron. It is. I didn't
Just a
think.
bit.
I
Just a
didn't
bit.
think that I would ever see a fatter Jules LeBron, but here it is. Here is a less mindful, less demure vlogger who really wanted to celebrate the 500s there. So,
is she still alive? Did she
yeah.
die?
I just pretended that the fat chick ate her. It was just a joke.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
it's just
thought
a-
I missed that. I thought.
Yeah,
for
you
a
missed the
second
joke.
someone-
It
I
happens.
did. No, I got it. But there was a lot happening. You know, when you're dropping some type of a joke that's actually pretty good, and I'm seeing something like that, my whole world is a blur. I mean, that's fucking horrible.
You're not going to be able to get to sleep tonight because
No,
in
God.
the same day you were introduced to Jabba and plus size Jabba.
I would be so much more accepting of disgustingly, morbidly obese people if they didn't look so horrible.
Yeah. I think that that should go on a promotional T-shirt for the Insane Asylum.
Right.
Just, that's your very strong feeling.
Oh.
Okay. So our next clip, you're gonna have to let me know when you've had enough of this. I was watching this with my family. I think it was like 6 p.m. Hawaii time, and Andy Cohen asks DJ and music producer Diplo about his LSD usage.
It's conventional place that you've done LSD.
Right now?
Right now?
I just want a helicopter on the
Oh my
way
God.
in. Yeah.
So his answer is 2 parts. Right now, and yeah, I dropped some on the helicopter ride over.
This is his what again?
His LSD usage.
No. What does Diplo do?
It's a great question. Apparently, he's a DJ and a music producer.
He looks like one of those assholes in Green Bay who wears a cheese hat on his head, a cheese hat thing in the end zone, and waits for the players to jump in there.
Yeah,
I mean, he
this
doesn't
is-
look like he's Really? This guy's a DJ?
Yeah, he's been for a little while. I think he used to be a little less mindful and a little bit more demure, as we say, in 2025.
All right.
He also has a lot of people have been commenting on the new look for our buddy Trucker Andy. He is definitely going with the Trucker Andy look here at Diplo. So Anderson doesn't know what he should say about this, but Andy's mind is blown that it's like, wait, you just did LSD within the last
Please. Oh my God. Hold on. Please tell me.
I'm not even lying.
Of course,
You're tripping right now?
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
But it's like a
Wow.
light.
Okay.
It's like a light trip.
Wow. A light trip.
A light.
Wow.
How do we look to you? As weird as we do in real life, or weirder?
all I see is this camera. I don't even see you guys. They won't let me look at the screen.
which, I think if he weren't tripping, he'd play along and he would say, he would have had a joke answer.
He wouldn't have said, "Oh yeah, it's just a camera. I can't see you." What an idiot!
But he's tripping balls. So,
he could say anything.
We're gonna allow it. And I'm glad that my kids weren't paying attention, so I didn't have to explain what LSD was. Worse than that is if I would have had to explain what a Diplo is. The Duke of the Delusional. Thanks for the $1.99. Those last two were actually an LSD trip. That would actually explain a lot. Getting a lot of attention from the CNN New Year's Eve coverage was Whitney Cummings made an appearance. And I know people have strong feelings about her. I always used to think she was funny. She used to be great when she'd be on the Stern Show. Here she is making some jokes that really surprised people. Although some people are saying that these are jokes that maybe she could have made 4 or 5 years ago, not in the safety of almost 2025.
Before election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
So these jokes are decent, but are we still on? Did you guys take me off? And they're like, no, it's not really that bad. It's
too
okay.
often comedians who are in a spot where there's no one to react to their jokes.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do when they deliver a good joke and they can't tell if people are laughing or not.
Well, don't worry.
Think what's her face? Blonde chick, Nikki Glaser on NFL deal.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Nikki Glaser. We might get to visit with her in a little bit. But let's watch the different reactions between Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper as Whitney just plows through her set because she's afraid that they're going to cut her off.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh God, Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No.
So it's fine. It's like an edgy joke that people weren't making a few years ago. Chrissy Mayer's been very outspoken about like you're very late to the party, Whitney, and there are others. But I think it's funny, but it's also like they're not outraged the way she's expecting. Anderson's just like, for our audio audience, they're holding these umbrellas. They all have umbrellas. It's a fucking downpour in Times Square.
Yeah, there's really no way to make even the best joke funny in this environment. So it always just kind of lays there. That's how I feel whenever I make a joke.
Well, Whitney's going to give it the old college try.
I love going around the country because you see that Americans really are more reasonable than they would be portrayed. They're pretty great, and I'm playing bigger and bigger venues now. I thought being a mom would mean that less people would want to come see me. I'm now playing, like 3,000 seat theater, which is about the viewership of CNN these days.
Well,
Not this show, though.
Nice.
So again, these are okay jokes. It's like she's being mean, but she's getting rained on. It's all very distracting. The music is so loud. And, the clips went viral. Some people notice that I grabbed this off Nick Sorter's X account. So, there are people of a certain persuasion very interested in what she's having to say. But this isn't breaking the internet. This isn't the groundswell of support. It's more like Whitney just making a bunch of jokes. And I think she's hardly ever been the most PC, comedian out there. But obviously, I guess the fact that at some point she performed in venues that you had to be vaccinated to go into is something that people are not forgiving her for.
So she has been vocal about these things in the past?
No, never before. That's
why it's standing out as Wait a
This
minute,
is
huh?
this is like her based coming out party. And look, I'll agree with Chris Mayer to the point that if she had done this, last 4 years ago at the end of 2020, that people I think would have been like, oh wow, especially talking about the vaccines. But we don't even need to be afraid to say that word anymore. You used to not be able to say that in a YouTube video without your video getting scrubbed.
Most people that are watching this show, though, I don't think they know the difference between whether or not she said these things or hasn't. To them, it's just some young mom making jokes like she's made them her entire life. They don't know.
They're still trying to figure out who Diplo is.
Right.
Yeah. So let's get a little bit more.
On this show.
Wow, you're all
firing. Andy and I had a tour. We did like 3,000 people.
Yeah, she's like, oh yeah, you guys did 3,000 too. Good for you. We're so proud of you. This has more.
Documentaries finally realized the only way to make money is to just make them about cheerleaders. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleader doc showed the girls being treated horribly, underpaid, crying. I thought I'd open a video on Hunter Biden's laptop. This is the year everyone hated the movie The Joker, but if you do love watching men descend into insanity, in a couple hours you get to watch Andy Cohen do the countdown.
So I like that she's like, again, it's a Hunter Biden laptop joke. Again, you make that joke in 2020, everybody's like, oh my God, she can't be on the network anymore. But she's making it now.
Earlier I said young, and Nicola said young. You got to understand, to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, there's nothing that Whitney can do and put out there on the internet that won't be more embarrassing than clips of her sitcom where her boyfriend was Crystalia. All right. So she doesn't have anything to worry about, but there was a lot of attention to some of those jokes. And I think that those are basically jokes that people like the aforementioned Chrissy Mayer and people like, shout out to say Josh Denny, people like that. They were posting these on Twitter, during the lockdown.
Right.
But Whitney's doing it on CNN. So you know what? Good for her. There's some calculated risk. She probably has a number of reps on her team who are like, well, I don't know about that Hunter Biden. But I think she's going to be fine.
Nobody cares about any of this shit since Trump won.
Right.
No one gives a fuck. So now you just like, fuck him. I'm just going to make these jokes, and that's the end of it. It doesn't. It looks to me almost like an attempt to try to, which you probably pointed out earlier, that okay, this is going to be the next thing that I'm going to be shooting for the next four years
right.
or so.
This is what I'm going to be part of this. Yeah, interestingly. And by the way, talking about Trump winning, when I saw reports of just how much it was snowing in Washington, D.C. yesterday, I kind of wish we'd gotten another January 6th because I wanted to see the Q shaman trudging through the snow. Right. I want to see what the turnout would be if there were like 4 inches of snow on the ground. But well, we didn't get that.
I mean, you're not going to get that because Democrats care.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they don't care as much as Republicans. Republicans care more. That's why that happened.
And that is why they won, Eric Zane.
They're also dumber. So, when you get
we could have a difference of opinion in there. I know that our Discord is going to love that you said that. They're a big fan when you say stuff like that.
I know they get mad at me and say mean things like, "Oh, relax. I can joke too. Fuck off."
Yeah, if Whitney can do it, Eric Zane.
Come on, I can make jokes. You cocks.
Cocks. So the big news was that CNN decided that they would let Anderson and Andy drink again this year. They'd had to do this New Year's Eve show dry for a few years, and they did tequila shots at the top of each hour. Okay, and here they are tossing it back.
That's sipping tequila, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're slamming.
Oh. By the way, you said you have a cough. I think I'm going to get it because I'm going to be drinking out of your glass all night. That hurt.
How would you describe Anderson's reaction to that shot that they did?
That's the same face he makes when he gets 2 dicks up his ass.
I'm at a different spot at my house. My bell is upstairs. I'd give you 2 bells for that. Well, one person who was not drinking on the air was comedian Roy Wood Jr., who people might know from The Daily Show, and he explained why he wasn't going to drink as part of
Want a
it.
shot?
Would you like
Before we
to
start?
start?
Yes. Tequila.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
So
No,
have those shot
Roy.
glasses.
No, I don't.
Keep
talking
I do. I got the
The last black man to drink on this network got fired. I'm going to keep it with water.
It's a little mention of Don Lemon. It's not why he got
Great.
fired. Yeah.
See, I like that. That's
like that.
well done. That's
like
almost
that a lot.
there's no fucking way he could have planned that.
And you see that that clip is formatted differently. It's small. That one wasn't easy to find. Thanks to the New York Post for making sure that they had that. The reason why they stopped letting them drink was an epic rant that we actually showed last year on this show, where Andy Cohen was just wasted going off on then New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. He has some thoughts about the current mayor, Eric Adams, and it disappoints a little bit, but I wanted to give the background so you can see why Anderson reacts the way he does.
I mean, the mayor's still running around.
Enough. No.
I really.
Kindness in 2025. Kindness.
He's indicted.
Be kind
Looking for
because
a
everybody you
pardon.
meet is fighting a great battle.
Yes.
Be
I know the
kind.
battle he's fighting.
Because
a
everybody
bunch of
you meet is
indictments.
fighting
That's what
a
he's
great-
fighting.
Stop. Dial it down. Bring it into the new year right.
So I like that Anderson's like, no, I can't, I have to actually work here. You come in one day a year.
Right,
and,
right.
that's all you have to work.
Hey, what does this mean? Out of the blue. What the fuck is he doing?
Well, I did say it a couple times, and he might actually be right. And we probably shouldn't say it, but
You
to be
can't say
fair,
that? I don't understand.
To be fair, Whitney mentioned the names of two of them.
Yeah,
But,
shut up, Carl.
No. Carl might actually be right. It's his channel. Jesus Christ.
Go
calm
count
down.
your money, you rich bitch.
All right. I don't think that's a nice thing to say. He might actually be onto something. But we'll stop. But look, Whitney brought it up. So if you want to be mad at anybody,
Don't get mad at us.
By the way, I saw this chat before the show, since I know Carl's watching now. Balin Dupree says, everyone, please make sure to wish a speedy recovery to my favorite podcaster, Carl Hamburger, and his little baby wiener. So we appreciate her coming in there.
Is she the one who now has like a major TV show?
Yeah, it's going to be premiering next Monday, and Carl and Blind Mike are going to do an after show for it.
Because these guys were on top of Balin like years ago, right?
Yeah, they were way ahead of the curve.
You can make the argument that this show could have tipped someone off to the gold mine that is Balin.
Oh, I think Who Are These Socials absolutely is what got people's attention. I mean, she never would have been. I remember we showed her on with Chris Cuomo. Without Carl and Blind Mike, no one would know who she was. I mean, except for her, thousands of TikTok followers. But I think they brought her next level is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Without a doubt.
Yeah. And by the way, I don't know if this is the real Clearwater Chad in the chat, but Clearwater Chad, nice to see you. If that's actually you, we haven't figured you out yet, but we appreciate seeing you there. All right, so it was New Year's Eve everywhere, and Kay Adams is a host we've featured before. She hosts the show Up and Atom for FanDuel, Up and Adams, and she was in the New Year's spirit, getting ready to pop the champagne.
You get if I knock out a light. 20 points.
So her co-host has a certain reaction. He's probably thinking what I'm thinking when this
How much do I get if I knock out a light? 20 points.
Yes.
Great.
Perfect. That was.
I literally can't open my eye.
Which it just feeds into what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? But that was one that we had to share, and we've got a couple of quick moments to share here since we're talking about New Year's. Let's stick with the New Year's theme, but this is going to be
PTB. Who are these broadcast history? Who are these broadcast history?
Hamilton Berger with a great super chat, taking to heart what our buddy Carl was saying. Hamilton Berger asks, have we seen the new Hoovers on the vac scene, because the vacuum scene is what he's talking about. So Hamilton Burger, thanks for the $2 Canadian. Have you seen the new Hoovers on the vac scene? So we appreciate that. All right. So 5 years ago, Steve Harvey did a New Year's show with my pal Maria Menounos. Yes, I'm name dropping. And he was presented with a Lego bust of his head. So let's
at this for a couple hours. That's pretty slick. That's
Pretty cool,
actually
right?
that's actually super fly right there.
There you
Hey,
go.
look. In the meantime, that's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot.
It's a surprise you like.
Okay. So the aforementioned Rob Gronkowski shows up later in the show and makes a beeline for Steve Harvey's Lego portrait, or whatever you want to call it, the Lego statue. Yeah, the bust.
You like.
What are you doing? Are you serious? I don't want to work with him no more. Why is he here?
So I think the whole thing's staged, and
Oh, yeah, of course.
Steve Harvey's not a particularly good actor, as we all know.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I do have to point out the camera work, which is they don't cut away when he throws it. And so you actually only see a part of it smash, and then you see the overhead. That's the shot they should have been on when he threw it.
Right.
And instead, we just kind of get to see it. We all get it. Look, that's fun. That's a great time for everybody. I've got one other quick thing here. This is a past New Year's Eve on Fox, where then host Pete Hegseth is in a dunk tank, and the kids get a chance to dunk their dad. You might say, why are we showing this? I'll talk about it in a second.
Hard enough. There it is. There it is. Down goes Hegseth. Duncan Dad on New Year's Eve.
So you may or may not recognize Pete Hegseth's name. He's President-elect Trump's nominee for Secretary of Defense. And a lot of the questions about it are that he's too much of a drinker. He said that if he gets confirmed, he will stop drinking, which is great. So what could go wrong? He also said he never drank on the job at Fox. So someone found that on the internet and wanted to share it. So I figured, what the hey, let's enjoy that. You know,
What are we seeing under his shirt there?
those are some very controversial tattoos that he has. Yes, Dwyer Christian pointing it out. Nice Aryan ink. If you have Aryan ink, you might want to wear a T-shirt if you're going into the dunk tank.
Is that what that is, or is that
Well,
just some design?
I think a buddy like Reverend Shitstain might very well be able to tell us that. It's not what it looks
Never
like.
mind.
But
No, don't do it.
That's the perception as to what that is. Do I know? No, I don't.
Can
I don't
you
have
imagine if he explained it? We'd be here for like 5 hours listening to him fucking go drone on and on about that.
I love the Reverend Shitstain, powerful pooper. He hasn't given us money in a while, and I'm disappointed. No, it's fine. I love Reverend Shitstain. And Stephen Wheeling saying it's a Catholic cross, so that's great.
I don't know what that is. I'm
No,
Catholic. I've never heard of a Catholic
I think
cross.
the context is. Let's just say, Stephen, it raises some questions. We're not saying one way or the other. We're not talking about the vacuum scene
Catholic
anymore.
cross.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Anyway,
make any sense. That's not true.
you mentioned her a little earlier, and on our last episode, we sadly said goodbye to Nikki Glaser, providing NFL commentary for Amazon. But don't worry, she's back.
Who are these award shows? Who are these award shows?
I haven't played that one in a while. That one's really loud. Sorry, everybody.
No, I liked it. It's good.
Yeah, wow, you're just here to rock out. So Nikki Glaser did indeed host the Golden Globes, and I am not going to lie, she was great. Legitimately, she was incredibly funny. She's perfect for that job, and it tells me when she has a bigger budget, she gets to hire better writers, because she had some great writers. Here she is trying to maybe dip into some Whitney Cummings territory. Introducing herself to the crowd.
Now, some of you may know me as a stand-up comedian and from my appearances on Roast, but I am not here to roast you tonight. I want you to know that. And how could I, really? You're all so famous, so talented, so powerful. I mean, you could really do anything. I I mean, except tell the country who to vote for, but it's okay. You'll get them next time, if there is one. I'm scared.
It's very funny. I like that. That's good. Just reminding everybody that, regardless, every four. Well, we'll see them again. So why don't you leave Dwyer Christian's comment up here as we check out this next joke.
Wicked, queer, night bitch. These are not just words Ben Affleck yells after he orgasms. These are some of the incredible movies.
I literally have no notes. The fact, in a moment, we're going to see some of the jokes that she couldn't tell. And the fact that they let her tell that one tells me how unpopular Ben Affleck is these days. Why don't you read that comment from Dwyer?
Yeah, Dwyer says her tits refuse to stand up. They are a little low.
Yeah, but
I guess.
But
look, whatever.
I'm not here to be picky. I think she looks great.
Yeah, she does look great.
Yeah. All right, and then the best parts of these is always the interactions with the people in the room. And this is another one that's probably designed to make people in the room feel uncomfortable.
You were incredible in Dune. Oh my God. I woke up for all of your scenes. You were so good.
That's okay.
And Challengers Girl, oh my God, it was so good. I mean, that movie was more sexually charged than Diddy's credit card. I mean, seriously. Oh, no, I know, I'm sorry. I'm upset too. The after party's not going to be as good this year, but we have to move on. I know Stanley Tucci Freak Off just doesn't have the same ring to it, but
I love the reaction. Stanley Tucci's like, the what? The what now?
No baby
I don't even know what the fuck's happening.
By the way, I think that's Ralph Fiennes at the table with him, who we just saw.
Yes,
yeah.
Demure.
I didn't even realize that. Very mindful.
No baby oil this year, just lots of olive oil. Okay.
Which, that's a fine tag. So I like that, referencing that everybody's probably guilty of something. This next back and forth involved an American treasure. But first, she talks to Timothée Chalamet about his appearance as Bob Dylan in the film A Complete Unknown.
I actually read that your singing voice was so accurate that even Bob Dylan himself admitted that it was absolutely horrible. You nailed it.
I don't know who that is sitting next to him, but I'd like to know more. I would definitely, I would subscribe to her newsletter. Yeah.
Her tits are hanging out.
Yeah.
My God. Lucy Wetbox looks at him and is like, holy shit. That's incredible.
Did you just call her Lucy Wetbox?
I think I did. What is it, Lucy Cuntbox?
It's Lucy. I'm going to send this to her. It's Lucy Tightbox. But,
right. All right. Yes.
If anyone ever sends her that video of your taint, it will be Lucy Wetbox. So, all right. So, but anyway, so they're having fun, making fun of the worst kept secret in rock and roll that Bob Dylan's a terrible singer.
And Timothy, you're just so great at playing these beloved eccentrics. Dylan, Willy Wonka. Who's next? Adam Sandler? Please. Actually, your name sounds like something Adam Sandler would say. Salome. Timothy and Salome. Oh, yes, Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, there's only one way that this isn't painful. There's 1 out of a billion possibilities to how this can pay off.
I think Sandler's here. Sandler, can I get a Chalamet?
Hey, Chalamet!
Oh, Chalamet!
Literally the only way she gets out of that. And I think she realized that.
He was mic'd excellently.
Yeah. Well, he was
so set up.
It was clearly planned, nothing happens. It's going a lot better than it did for remember Joe Coy last year. We had a lot of Joe Coy.
Right. He was going after Tay-Tay.
Taylor Swift was
and he hasn't been heard from since, right? Isn't he dead?
No, he's not dead. He hasn't been heard from since in the way that he sells out multiple nights at arenas. But yes, he has.
Okay, so that's still happening.
He's fine. He's fine.
I'll never forget that icy stare. Remember, she put a drink to her mouth. It was real deliberate and
Travis Kelce
deadly.
knows that look. Travis Kelce knows.
Oh.
So again, this next moment is overly planned out, but I appreciate, as somebody who watches too many award shows, I like sort of meta award shows, making fun of award shows.
Will be popular.
She's dressed like
You're
the Pope.
Gonna be popular. I'll teach you some Catholic prayers. Oh, sorry, what? Wait, this sucks? Wait, this whole thing sucks? I'm embarrassing myself in front of Elton John? Okay, let's skip to the next song, the TV one about the penguin, the Insane and the Penguin.
This is killing me. This is
That
the worst
sucks
thing
too?
ever.
And no one says
What?
penguin that way? Well, how do you say it? Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, well, agree to disagree. Okay, so move it along.
So did that undo all the goodwill from the clips we had watched previously?
Yeah. Talk about, just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Go with your best pitch, you fucking moron.
Yeah, I wanted you to get back into the realm of hate. So we're gonna jump ahead real quick to the next morning. Something that people like Nikki do usually after an event like this. She was on the Howard Stern show, going over some of the jokes that she couldn't use. It's actually the funniest clip of the Stern show I've seen in probably 7 or 8 years. Decent jokes. The reason I have this snippet is mostly because of Robin Quivers' reactions to the jokes.
Oh, no.
Craig is nominated for his performance in Queer, which is a movie and not just what my Uncle Chucky calls Wicked. I really liked that one.
It's an but
She looks like a whack packer.
Robin.
She looks so fucked up.
Yeah, she's somebody that our buddy Shuley should be wrangling and being like, "What's going on now?"
She's
Yeah.
becoming
That one.
Beetlejuice. She really is.
These are fun. Okay, Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is here tonight looking well rested after a night of sleeping in Elvis's coffin. Nicolas Cage.
So okay, joke, but Robin, you've been in rooms with some of the funniest people. You've worked with the great John Melendez. You don't need to laugh this hard.
Nicolas Cage is here, and so is the band of skeletons that follows him playing ragtime jazz. That one was just too weird.
No. That one's just not funny. It's a terrible joke.
Wow.
Squid Game is a show where people starve themselves while ruthlessly competing for the ultimate prize.
Do you think you can finish that joke?
No, I can't.
Okay.
There's no way.
Because I saw it coming. Squid Game is the show where people starve themselves to get the ultimate prize.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. That's this show.
So the Golden Globes is where they do that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
Robin looks like Barbara Walters, says 79 Steely Matt. Kind of.
I thought that Steely Matt was going to say that she looks like Barbara Walters' cunt. I didn't realize that that's where we were. Look, there's some fun interactions with celebrities. There were not a ton of cringe moments, but don't worry. I found one between Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Yeoh. I'm going to play this through to the end, Eric. If I had to watch it, you have to watch it.
People, for instance, have been calling me Zaddy. Zaddy.
Sorry, what's Zaddy?
Yeah.
Sorry. And the same people have been saying that I'm serving mother.
I have no idea what they're talking about, but the two chicks
these
are the girls from Wicked that we looked at just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, they're just a problem. It's just very difficult to look at these people.
And slay the boots house down? Come on. I would never slay anyone's house down.
It just, young people banter from old people. It can be funny, but it was not here. What do you hate more, that or Nikki and the Pope hat? You can pick one. It's all right.
It's all collectively problematic. It all just, I don't know. It just seems like this is all type of a fraternity of fucking maniacs.
So what would you rather watch? Nikki talking about football or Nikki talking about show business?
From an entertainment perspective, I think I would have a better opportunity to laugh if you were talking about football.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, that's better for this show. So I do hope she's back next year. I hope we get more football clips.
But it still sucks. It's terrible.
Yeah,
Everything about all of this, except for the opening monologue, I mean, that was fine.
Yeah, it was
but
fine.
Why? Jesus.
Well, let's head on over to talk shows because it's only 7 days in. It is literally 1 week into 2025. And we've got some nominees for Best Talk Show Clip of 2025.
WATB, who are these talk shows? Who are these talk shows?
Yeah, it was the show that you weren't around when E-Rock was on where it made me realize just how loud these jingles are. But I enjoy them. And I think E-Rock's the only one who's ever complained. I've
never heard any audience member say anything negative about any of them.
But if you do want to complain about them, you have to super chat it. We will not read the poor chat.
Which, by the way, we're 45 minutes into this.
We got like $2, right?
Pile of shit.
Yeah.
And we have $3.99. So can I please say to all you cheap assholes, fuck off.
That's Eric Zane talking. Christian Bladt here. I love all of you, but I do want your money.
What a bunch of poor losers you are for not giving us your money.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What an embarrassment. Here we are giving you cutting edge, hilarious comedy week after week. And you fucking assholes are acting like this. This is horrible.
Yeah. Look, I think, Kevin Brennan and even Stutcho to some extent, they talk about the grift that's going on. The worst grift is our audience who just watches this shit.
What a scam. Yeah, do something funny. Say something. Get mad. Show your asshole.
You guys are
50 cents.
You guys are never going to see his tattoo if you don't give us any money. You're never going to see his taint again. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Now, let's get back to comedy. This comes from a talk show called One-on-One with Mike D, which, as the name implies, is a show hosted by Mike D. And before you ask, no, not the one from the Beastie Boys. This Mike D describes himself as, quote, a true OG from Houston who has reinvented himself as one of the best interviewers in the podcast game, which is odd because that's what it says in your bio for the Insane Asylum.
Exactly. Right? That is exactly right.
Well, he was interviewing a rapper named Too Low in an episode that was just released at the end of this past year. And Too Low starts fiddling with something in his pocket. We will have to describe it for our audio audience.
Choices we got in life. Those were your choices. Who shot who?
Okay, so Mike D looks around. Who shot who? And Too Low seems to have been the one who shot himself.
Wow.
There's a way to view this where you see the flash in his pocket, but I think
it was God damn. Do you think it actually went into the leg or just flew out the pants?
I don't know, but let's see what a pro Mike D is for how he handles this. Oh, I mean, if I'm going to show it,
those were your choices. Who shot who? Somebody got shot.
Somebody got shot.
I hope y'all good.
Damn, Brody.
The dog comes in here.
Good. What the fuck?
Hey, only on the dirty third, one-on-one with Mike D. I thought my nigga shot me.
Everybody good?
Damn, everybody.
So he goes right back into his spiel. He's like,
hunk.
Yeah,
fucking hunk.
This is like 47 minutes into like a 50-minute podcast. So he's like, all right, well, we got to wrap this up.
Everybody good?
I hope. I heard everybody say that, it's white people and the white people, this and that. Situations like that, and a nigga having to be like that, and being a nigga that ride and move through my city with that shit on how I move, one deep, not giving a fuck about whatever.
Is he delirious?
That shit.
No, this is what he sounded like prior to the gunshot as well.
Oh, I thought this was after the gunshot.
No, it still is. Yeah, this is after.
It is after?
I
So
wanted
he's just
to show that.
Is he rapping? Is that normal talk?
No, look, as a true OG from Houston who has reinvented himself as one of the best interviewers in the podcast game, it's not for everybody to say. Goody Two Shoes, what's he saying, Robin? I don't even get that. Thank you, Goody Two Shoes. Houston, he says Houston. What am I going to say? Yes, Barbara Billingsley does speak jive. Stone Man 623. Shout out to the great airplane.
Shit.
So anyway, I love this clip. I am definitely going to be keeping an eye on one-on-one with Mike D because he has to address this in his next episode. And by the way, if you go to the YouTube video where this happens, Mike D is the greatest broadcaster of the 21st century. They have an ad placed immediately after it. So good for Mike D. I think Tulo is going to be okay. It was just in the leg. There are definitely people that say that it must be fake. I choose to believe it's real. And
well,
anybody telling me anything else?
I don't know if he injured himself or if it just shot out the side of his pants, because we would have seen him bleeding all over the fucking place if he shot. I mean, think about that. So either it was fake or he just shot out the side of his pants.
Yeah, it might be that. He does have some padding on his leg for our audio audience, but you're right. Anyway, we will take a look at that. Poor. Oh, so this is Captain Mara 8. Poor. No. Loser. Yes. Here's a $5. Pickle smoochers. Thank you. That's and then Directile Derek with thanks for the $1.99. All right. So I have
derelict. Is that not derelict?
Probably. What do you want from me? I don't have my glasses on. Oh, wait a minute. I do.
Thank you to Adam as well.
Adam Bush. Oh my gosh, the great Adam Bush. Reviewing comedy like sports is quite the lens to use. That said, Nikki's Bob Dylan joke was a 10. For a Dylan fan who hated the new movie, I should put you together with my buddy Liam McEnany, also a huge Dylan fan, also hated that movie, because I think if you're a fan of something, the movie about it usually doesn't win you over. Thank you, Adam, for being here. We appreciate that. In any case, I have to thank the great Cardiff Electric for this next clip. I would have never known that this had happened if it wasn't for America's favorite reported and blocked and cease and desist. I would have never known that this happened if not for the world's greatest potato so quickly.
It's time to mock Zumok.
So this is part of a lengthy rant where the Z-Man is going on about our buddy Carl and how he looked up to Anthony Cumia. I think a lot of us appreciate Anthony and what he's given the world of broadcasting. Some of us in our audience really appreciate what he gives to Twitter.
I love Anthony for broadcasting and racism.
It's really 1 and 1A when you're ranking his attributes. So again, the Mud Shark mentions two of the greatest hosts in the podcast realm.
His guy. He loves these former radio guys like Eric Zane. By the way, that's a fake radio name, his last name. He loves Carl. He thinks they're master broadcasters. That new guy with Christian somebody who's really cringe.
I'm going to be 50 in 13 months. That new guy. Yes, I'm brand new on the scene. Thank you,
I'm
Mud
just
Shark.
stoked he finally said my goddamn name.
I know.
Fuck, I was the first, Chad. I was the first one. I was the goddamn pioneer of this. I was the first person to rub your nose in shit. And everyone's been doing it since, you cocksucker.
That's right. Carl's only mistake was letting Chad come on his show and thinking that he would do a good job.
Yeah,
and
that's idiot.
Yeah. So really, that's the mistake. Well, because the potato gave us that, out of respect to him, I want to share with everyone this moment where he's offering his services. The potato is to SiriusXM, who have apparently been unable to come to terms with Jim Norton, and it looks like he has exited the Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show. Sam's still there though.
Cardiff Electric. What's up, Cardiff?
Oh, good morning. Hello, long-time listener, third-time caller. How are you?
Very good, Cardiff.
The higher-ups asked me to call to help fill the talent vacuum.
That's what they've described. They said, we're ready to move on with the show and have Sam be the host, but what do we do with the extreme talent vacuum is the phrasing that they've used. So I'm glad you're here.
Well, you're welcome. So let's riff for a while. Go.
Okay, goodbye, Cardiff.
You're welcome. Let's riff.
Let's riff for a while.
Can
I
you
love
put that? That's awesome, but I have a question.
Yeah.
On that clip, can you put the image up that's shown when you are listening to that audio podcast?
Yes.
What's going on with Jim's head?
He is really, he feels like he's really fat right now. So this is an older picture. And Sam Roberts, for those that don't know, used to look very different. He had the big curly hair and no beard, nothing. So because Jim liked the skinny version here, they had to cobble together 2 images of them not standing next to each other.
Yeah.
That's what Jimmy looked like when they took
you're
this.
telling me that's his head actually looks that way? A cone?
It did 5 years ago. Yeah, there might be a little bit less point and a little bit more mush around the sides. And I say that as someone who loves Jim Norton.
Holy fucking shit, Jim. God damn, that's fucking horrible. You had someone you approved that, you asshole?
That's the one he likes. Yes.
Oh, what are you, retarded? What the fuck?
Yeah, well, somebody in the chat asked if we should try and get Jim Norton on the show. So I think we know where we're at now when it comes to that. And now, listen, we're going to get really heavy into politics in a couple weeks, but there's a couple things we need to address.
Who are these politics? Who are these politics?
Jimmy Carter, TN Rifleman, like a worm coming out of an apple. Jimmy Carter, the late, great Jimmy Carter passed away at 100 years young, and he was lovingly remembered by a broadcast legend.
Former President Jimmy Carter has passed away at the age of amazingly 100. I don't know if he's the first president to ever make 100.
Wow.
He was not a great president.
Love that so much. There's and I have to give a shout out to the account on X, back after this, AFTA this. They like 99% of Mike Francesa clips that you see on this show on Who Are These Broadcasters come from back after this. That is a great follow for someone who grew up with Mike Francesa and has kind of a hate relationship with listening to him. But he was not a great president. I love that. And
I do too. I mean, I heard that a few times, people doing that thing where they would go, what a wonderful soul, which made up for the fact that he was a pile of shit for 4 years.
Right.
Do you realize that when he lost to Reagan, I mean, it was an ass kicking when Trump beat Harris, and I think Trump got just south of 300 electoral votes.
Yeah.
Reagan got like 470.
Yeah.
Carter got like 50.
Yeah. And then the next time Reagan gets like 520 or something. So yes, it was definitely an ass kicking. But what everybody always says about Jimmy Carter, he was a great former president because he built all those houses for people that didn't have houses.
The only thing he did well was like swing a hammer.
Another world leader who will be heading off into the sunset is Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Has announced that he's resigning. He gave an address yesterday, but instead of that, let's look at another warm interaction with a constituent, this time on the slopes of British Columbia, aka BC.
Mr. Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Please get the fuck out of BC.
Have a wonderful day, man.
Yeah, you suck.
You
She's
suck.
So out of breath, but she's like, no, I gotta do this. I gotta film it. And look, and say what you want. Some of us who have gone for a handshake on someone who's some renown, he takes off his glove, he shakes her hand, and honestly, if he had been a dick, this clip isn't as good.
No.
He's so nice to her, and she's like,
he's excited to see.
He's so excited to see her.
Please get the fuck out of BC.
Have a wonderful day, man.
Yeah, you suck.
It wasn't enough. She's like, you suck. We're gonna miss him, aren't we, Eric?
That's fantastic. It's great how he handled it. He just took the L. She's all out of breath. She worked extra hard to get close to him to say it. Everything about that was beautiful. Execution and response, top shelf.
She had to go up a flight of stair. I think that she had to get up just a little bit. Here's a quick snippet of what the next 4 years are going to look like for all of us. This is Lara Trump at the New Year's Eve party at Mar-a-Lago. I like that you took your headphones off because you knew she was going to sing.
Well, it didn't sound. I could still hear. It didn't sound bad.
It didn't sound good.
Okay, do it again. Do it again.
All right.
I want to hear it again. Can you tell? It sounds fine. Come on.
Hey, babe. No,
I think she's hot too. God damn, what a babe.
Okay, look, I didn't say that. All right, I didn't try
I
to
think
dispute
you're
that.
being a hater. I think she can sing like a goddamn songbird.
To be fair, I have definitely been chugging my haterade. So go ahead.
And, isn't Tom Petty's, if he were alive, he'd go kick their ass or something like that? That's like a big no-no. You can't sing Tom Petty songs or some shit.
Yeah, but the Heartbreakers are probably all MAGA, so they don't care. They probably appreciate
all right.
it. So here, Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries has a brief slip of the tongue.
Dream possible. We will fight hard for the freedom.
Listen again.
Possible. We will fight hard.
And I know that there's not much to that clip, but an elected official who says fart hard
has that white disease?
Yeah. No, I think he just said fart hard.
Okay. All right. I thought there was something funny about this.
No, it's just the way he said fart hard.
All right.
So Hakeem Jeffries is the Democratic leader. And once again, Speaker of the House is Mike Johnson, who obviously we can see how he was reelected with this rousing performance.
We best serve our own country and most successfully discharge our obligations to humanity by continuing to be openly and candidly, intensely and scrupulously American. I love that. I love that. Today, yeah, that's right. That's an applause line.
Oh, that sounds like fucking Zumock.
Well, it does remind me of probably one of the most cringe moments on the face of the earth.
Please clap.
There's Jeb Bush there with his please clap. And I would say that when that happened, we all thought that was the most pathetic moment on the face of the earth. And you knew that when it happened. And you didn't think you would ever see anything more pathetic than Jeb Bush until you saw this.
Thank you. Please clap. I force applause breaks. I force them. Some people earn them. I force them.
Oh, I shouldn't have. You know what? I kind of blew that for you. I feel bad about that. God damn it.
We got to start scheduling the pre-show meeting for a little bit.
I could just read the clips you sent me.
You could.
Asshole.
That's all right.
I'm
That
sorry,
that wasn't on the
totally
clip sheet.
Fuck that up.
Well, you know what? Because of the way that went.
Thank you. Please clap.
It's from his Dry Bar special, which you cannot find the whole special. But our buddy Patrick Melton watched the whole thing. It's the only way that I could find that. So in any case, that'll be it for politics. We got so much more coming up in the near future. We're going to wind down today's show with some sports talk.
Who are these sports? You know what I'm saying? Who are these sports? Let's see who's playing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what to say.
King of all diffs. You want to read that one?
He says Zane stinks, and I don't blame him for feeling that way.
I mean, I can't clip out our Chad moment now because of you, but that's all right. It's we'll do it again next week. It's okay. But it's quite all right. I got to play it. I'm so happy that I now have this.
Thank you. Please clap.
I mean, anytime I want. And I can also go back to the...
Please clap.
So I much prefer the Zumock one. Anyway, there was, I would say, in a lost season for the Dallas Cowboys. They could not have ended in a more strong fashion than the clip that was going viral. We're going to take a look and talk about it after. They're playing the Commanders, and a punt gone awry.
That accounts for the 15-yard penalty.
Bounces off the head of a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. And don't worry, we've got it from other angles.
Oh, my God.
Status of McCarthy. Oh, Brandon Aubrey, again, with the penalty, the ball was spotted at the 50, and he's still going to boot it out of bounds. They're going to somehow give great field position at the 40-yard line to Washington here.
It was such a violent hit. Her nose was actually small before it hit.
Hopefully all right.
There's one more. You kind of see it here a little bit. You'll get a better look of it in this next one. Tress Way of the Commanders manages to find his way over there to the sideline.
I tried to deflect it.
Hopefully all right, pal. Okay, we saw KP in the shot there too, trying to maneuver.
So,
dude.
Well, now I wish Jim Norton was on today. So there's no reason for him to be throwing there, but Tress Way comes in. By the way, I'm not mad at this freeze frame if you look to the right. I had no intention of that, but here comes Tress Way into the shot. Yep. Just, oh, hey, everything all right?
Hey, you okay? You okay? She's like, oh, yeah, I know. My nose is huge. Fuck you.
Well, I'm glad you're the one saying that. Go ahead and read that from TM.
Dennis Revelman says, I bet you could hear the echo from her empty skull. Dwyer is saying that's a flat ass. He doesn't like the ass.
No complaints. And her name is Michelle Seminowski. And I think the least we can do is let people know that they can find her on Instagram. And no report yet as to whether or not her nose has a separate Instagram. But by the way, let's take a look at, well, that's not going to come up. That's her boyfriend there on the left.
Yeah. I think she needs a little more makeup. I think maybe about 5 pounds more per square inch of face.
Yeah. I mean, look, you're not entirely wrong. I'm not going to disagree. So there was another huge moment in the world of sports entertainment yesterday. It was the arrival of the WWE to Netflix. Now, don't worry, Carl. I know what we were talking about earlier. The words WWE and Netflix mean that we will show no clips. Neither of those things are things that you can show.
That would cause problems, and
but
I don't think we've caused problems, at least so far. And I want to try to make it a full year of no problems. I think essentially I almost got Carl's page nuked when I showed my shit-covered asshole on the show last year.
Yeah, but that was not up there for very long. That's a special moment that only a few were able to enjoy. Because we don't want copyright strikes, I grabbed this off of Twitter. James McKenna is his name. Chill Hartman. You can see he did a screenshot from Netflix where the closed captioning is turned on. Hulk Hogan enters the Intuit Dome here in Los Angeles during this WWE event for Netflix, and he comes out to huge boos. Like raucous boos.
Wow.
And by the way, he's not playing Hollywood Hogan. No, this is Hulk Hogan. He's coming out to real American, and he could not have been booed more thoroughly.
What?
So.
Now, didn't he just finish a whole year of stumping for Trump? How could he possibly be being booed?
This was in Los Angeles, California.
He looks like a Kenyan runner now. What happened to his pythons? He looks like fucking shit.
Yeah. He looks slightly better in a sleeveless shirt than a former announcer of the Tonight Show. So people are going to need to hunt down those clips if they want to see it, but it's a lot of fun, highly entertaining. But as we continue to talk more about the world of sports, there's way too many bowl games. And because I was in Hawaii, they were coming on at like 9 or 7 in the morning. I couldn't keep track of them all. One of them, probably with the most celebrated branding, is the Pop-Tart Bowl. And I'm going to show all of you the best action from the Pop-Tart Bowl. This is a
quarters, not just pushing it 7.
Between the Miami Hurricanes and other members of the Miami Hurricanes.
Marquise Lightfoot, number 12, says, forget about the shoving. I'm throwing. He took one, and then he tried to deliver a couple to Simeon Barrow, first team all-conference defensive.
More interesting.
They're pissed off.
They're pissed off. More interesting than anything that happened in the game. And they should be pissed off because of the way that the game went. And, one of the things is when you've got one of these hokey bowl games, you just need to make sure you get the name right.
On behalf of Florida Citrus Sports and Pop-Tarts, Congratulations to the Iowa State Cyclones on winning the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Oh,
that is the old. That is the old. You had one job, and she had just said Pop-Tarts.
Congratulations to the Iowa State Cyclones on winning the Pop-Tart Bowl.
She had rotations.
She stuck
was
with
like
it.
KTLA.
And she just hands it over.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, you never pick up one of these again.
Fucking idiot. Get out of here.
The Pop-Tart Bowl. Anyway, Hamilton Burger, did you read all your disappointed fan super chats? I mean, those are the only kind we get. Are there more? No,
this is concerning Hulk Hogan. He's 80. Calm down. Well, I know, but still, I could have swore.
Okay, well, here's a couple.
3 months ago.
Labyrinth Mystic, I appreciate the call out for us listening along. Thank you, Labyrinth Mystic. I'm glad.
Yeah, we forgot that one.
No, that's all right. And Hamilton Burger said, don't forget that Canada got 100% less gay on Monday. And I think that those are all of them. And
yes. Thank you for the reminder, because I was, kind of slacking.
Well, you were just watching the show. That's how good the show is. You forget that we want to try to make money during it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right. So the entire Pop-Tarts Bowl all builds to this, where the MVP chooses a Pop-Tart. In this case, it was cinnamon roll. And this Pop-Tart is sent to its rightful end. He's right here. Follow your dreams. He is shown descending into a toaster with red fire. And now he's horrifically being burned alive.
Toasted.
And there he is, the edible mascot.
He comes out.
Giant cinnamon roll coming out. Thank you all for the 2024.
What are they doing to it?
Pop-Tarts
They're
Bowl
going to eat it.
champions.
They're going to eat the goddamn Pop-Tart.
Congratulations again. Matt Campbell, Rocco Beck, the MVP. What a game. What a performance. Give it up one more time for all these young men. Go get some of that giant Pop-Tarts.
The best thing about this is that by the time they do all this Pop-Tart bullshit, there's nobody there in the stadium.
This whole thing is ridiculous.
Oh, you think?
God, it's so stupid. God, what the fuck?
Well, that is really stupid. I can only imagine I can't think of a worse branding for a bowl game. But before we get to that, the Duke of the Delusional, Norton needs to watch so he sees what a woman is. He knows what a woman is.
Yeah, come on now. He's married to a woman.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Depends
Enough of this.
Depends on your definition.
Just stupid. No, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, at least that's Pop-Tarts and everybody's heard of that. Have you ever heard of, let me see if I can get it right, Duke's Mayo?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know what's happening here. I know what you're going to talk about, but I'm not going to ruin it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So when you have a mayonnaise sponsor, you have to incorporate that into a bit. So here they are in the broadcast booth with some Dove ice cream bars and some Duke's mayonnaise.
Duke's Mayo have brought food item number 2. Here you've got the mayo. And they have brought us a Dove this is chocolate bar.
This is what I need to lose about 10 pounds.
Yeah.
So this is going to make me not want to eat ice cream for the rest of the year.
I would like ESPN to know, number 1, I got a contract coming up.
Yep, same.
Let this be.
Oh, man. Right here.
Okay. We're getting back to the action, but don't worry. What's going on with the ice cream and the mayo?
We have to wait.
It's at this moment you want somebody to be paralyzed on the field.
Incomplete.
Here we go. Here we go.
Okay. Cheers. Okay, he takes a bite of it. He grabs the trash can. Whereas his co-host is like, I've had worse things in my mouth. I want to let them clear their mouths. Yeah.
It's not bad.
Dude, it is awful.
Not really bad.
What is your problem?
Kind of like it. I love ice cream so much.
You know what's amazing?
That's my problem.
Is Mullen was saying the same thing. That was hideous.
Why would they do this? What is going on here? How does that help Duke's mayonnaise?
Well, I think that they put other items in throughout the game, and
I know, but it's just
like, look, French fries and mayonnaise, that's not my thing, but I can understand how people would want that. I'll put it on a sandwich. Maybe there's a lot of things you can put in it, but ice cream, no, I don't much care for that. Larry Clark, thanks for the no bucks. Zane is used to white stuff in his mouth. Hey, I don't even know what that means. What does he mean about that, Robin? What is this guy trying to say? All right. So when you have the Duke's Mayo Bowl, there's another way to add some excitement. Let's put a universally loved figure dressed up as the Duke's mayonnaise mascot.
Unveil the surprise of who's underneath here. Tubby, you want to reveal yourself?
Flavor in the building at the Deuce Mayo Bowl.
So apparently it takes a nation of millions to hold us back, but just a check from Duke's Mayo for us to dress up in a costume. That would have been great, Stoneman 63, if it was Stuttering John Melendez, who, by the way, does have a stand-up gig officially where people can pay and see him. I don't know if it's in Clearwater. It's somewhere in Florida. So hopefully we'll get some reporting on that when it happens. All right. So we have the mascot reveal, Deuce Mayo. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't hate that with Flavor Flav. He makes me laugh. The only time I ever saw Public Enemy perform live, they did one of their only shows at that point without Flavor Flav because he was in jail. So I really feel like I need to celebrate Flavor Flav, and maybe one day I will get a chance to see him. What is TN Rifleman saying?
He's saying a raisin in my mayo jar. I don't get it.
I don't understand that. That doesn't even make any sense.
Joke.
Yeah,
What does that even mean?
That was a beloved rapper. I don't understand what he's talking about. So we might have to revisit this down the road, but as time starts to dwindle, I did want to touch on the fact that there's a big bombshell sports scandal, a big bombshell sex scandal in the world of sports broadcasting at Fox Sports. So the first part of it reportedly claimed that Skip Bayless sexually harassed a hairdresser and offered her $1.5 million for sex. If it's Skip Bayless, that is nowhere near enough money. I understand where she's coming from, and that's probably why there's this claim. Because if that were true, and we're not saying it is, but if that were true, put a 1 in front of that 1.5, 11.5, and then maybe we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So nobody likes to gossip about sports commentators more than other sports commentators. So here's the opening of the show from WFAN's Boomer and Geo in the morning. The great Boomer Esiason, beloved in the New York area for his year with the New York Jets. But like every other memorable Jet, was great long before then, and just okay as a Jet. So they kind of weigh in on this, and I like that Geo, his co-host, tries to be a little bit diplomatic about this.
But no, of course, I'm not going to do that. We're going to talk some football here. But that hit yesterday during the games. And if you were on X and you've got an algorithm that involves sports and sports media, you saw lots of memes and lots of things and lots of videos. So we will see how that whole thing plays out. All right, did you see this?
Kind of explains why Skip Bayless is no longer on TV.
Yeah, if these allegations turn out to be true, but yes, that's something.
They knew somebody at Fox knew that those allegations were coming.
By the way, if you're management, the memo says, here's exactly what you don't say.
That is fucking slander, without a doubt.
Yeah,
that's a slam dunk.
And that's Boomer Esiason on WFAN and the CBS Sports Network. That's not Eric Zane. That's not Christian Bladt.
Shit.
That's not Carl
I cannot
Hamburger.
believe he would be that reckless
This
about
is no
that.
longer on TV.
Yeah, if these allegations turn out to be true, but yes, that's something.
Yeah, Gio's apparently talked to the lawyers, Eric.
They knew somebody at Fox knew that those allegations were coming.
It seems like it, yes. But not a lot of people looking great if those allegations are true.
Yeah, Gio at that point, if he was smart,
Yeah.
He lets him say that first thing about Skip on not being on TV. And he goes, God damn it, Boomer. How dare you? Or whatever the fuck. Just distance yourself hard. You can't be half-assed in your distancing.
No, yeah, you have
to draw that fucking line, or else you're gonna get fired too.
Yeah. Remember when we played the A's broadcaster, and we've played it many times, Dwayne Kuiper, when he talked about the league museum there in Kansas City, his co-host is just like, oh, he's just like, how do I get out of this shot? And,
right. He didn't do anything. He should have just ran away.
Yeah.
He should have just run.
He absolutely should have. Gio, not quick enough on the draw. So also part of these allegations and, the scandal, again, everything is alleged. None of this necessarily true at all. But a part of this alleges some racism coming from someone. And it alleges that on-air host Joy Taylor, who maybe not everybody knows who Joy is, and I just decided to check out her Instagram. So if you want to know anything about Joy Taylor, our visual audience is just getting to see this directly from her Instagram. And I think this picture is going to be relevant when we get to our clip in a moment. So the allegation is that she slept with a Fox Sports executive and an on-air host in order to advance her career. Okay? So that's what you need to know. So weighing in on that aspect of it is a former colleague of Joy Taylor's, Jason Whitlock.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack, like, Jay, keep your distance.
Oh. Jay. So he calls her.
No, that's it. No, his name's Jason. So he's talking to himself. He's like, Jay.
He's saying, hey, Jay, keep your distance because she's beautiful. Is that what he's saying?
Well, just because he feels like he'd get himself into some trouble.
Right. Now he's like on the Blaze now, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh
yeah. He
knows what the fuck he can say.
Yes, but he says it. I think that Glenn Beck, who runs the Blaze, probably would be like, yeah, you can say it, but does that mean you should say it? Let's hear it again.
I know what I'm capable of. And that big rack of hers that she showed off constantly, it's just, and that peanut butter skin with that big rack, like, Jay, keep your distance.
Holy shit. That's fucking incredible to say. He's kind of like, the fact that he's saying that, he's also indicating that he's a goddamn, like, a fucking pervert.
That he wouldn't be able to keep his hands to
himself. He can't control himself because he's boobies. Oh, no, what am I going to do?
Like Eric Zane in a green room with Lucy Tightbox, if Eric Zane's dick worked.
Right. Now, I'm a eunuch, okay?
Yeah. He doesn't have anything to worry about from me.
No, I am one of the unsullied. I know beauty. I can smell beauty. Yeah. But it's a goddamn dish rag. Okay, it's useless. You have nothing to fear.
It's a dry dish rag. I think that's we have
complete disaster.
Well, I'm going to squeeze in a couple more real quick because you referenced him earlier, and I don't even know what that means. Troy Smith says Lucy.
Yeah, I think that's a typo by Troy.
I think.
By the way, I see that.
The great Troy Smith. I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
Yes, Troy Smith, the great Troy Smith. That is Night of the Living Berg, his avatar there. He created that for a film. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that. I'm a big fan
he made
of Troy Smith.
He made a puppet and is a puppeteer in a horror comedy film.
Good for Troy Smith. I'm a big fan of Troy Smith's work. So earlier you referenced one of your favorite sports talk hosts, one of the analysts, and he gets in to a little skirmish where Kirk Herbstreit on ESPN called out the hosts of First Take, and Easy's buddy Shannon Sharp is going to take the high road, but he warns, not do it again.
I'm going to let it slide. I'm going to be a good teammate. I'm going to let it slide. Everybody's at ESPN, because had you not taken the route you taken, I would have lit their ass up. But I'm going to let it slide. You know what, guys? Congratulations, Ohio State. You won the game. But, hey, if we're going to be on the same team, if we're going to work for the same network, don't do that. Kurt, Chris Fowler, I promise you, if you ever mention anything, any platform that I'm on again and talking about, I wonder what they're going to say in negativity, I promise you, ESPN ain't got enough bosses to keep me off y'all for what I'm going to say. So I'm going to let y'all slide today. I'm going to turn it over to D.O. before I get myself in trouble. But don't play with me. Go ahead, D.O.
D.O. looks like fucking Ringo.
I got to follow? Go ahead.
I do love Stephen A's.
Gonna say. So I'm gonna let y'all slide today. I'm gonna turn it over to D.O. before I get myself
let's get the
in trouble.
damn in there.
But don't play with me. Go ahead, D.O.
So he doesn't like that Herb Street.
They called out. I mean, it says it. It said it on the screen.
Yeah, it said the quote about Herb Street talked about Ryan Day
about First Take and just calling them out and like, hey, we're on the same team. I think that's kind of the fun, growing up listening to sports talk. I like when they had a difference of opinion and they call each other out. And what I would say is if I'm the suits at ESPN, I would ask that that Shannon Sharp, refrain from the word negativity, because the way he says the word negativity might perk up some ears. And
you definitely want to make sure you're emphasizing neg.
Yes.
Neg is important. Rhymes with leg.
Yes.
It doesn't rhyme with big.
Well, we already did our great moments in broadcast history, so I'm going to end with this clip featuring Mina Kimes, who is someone we've shown on the show before, does some nice work over there at ESPN. But sometimes that every mic is a hot mic, but you might forget that every camera is a hot camera.
Let's start in Baltimore. What do we know about the availability of Zay Flowers Saturday night against the Steelers? Hey, Mina, get it, girl. Oh, go back one more time. There we go.
Okay, so for our audio audience, there's one camera in the studio that they're in that's being used. It is squarely on her co-host and Mina.
Girl, oh, go back one more time. There we go. All right.
What I like about this is that she responds appropriately. She's like, I'm mortified. I cannot believe I did that.
Oh, that's outstanding.
Joey, hold on. Just have Mina keep walking back and forth in that shot. That's excellent television. Mina, come on. Come on, Mina.
And I don't want to give any allegations, but I would never be surprised if there was a lawsuit somewhere at the worldwide leader of sports. I'm not saying that about any person in particular. Just sort of, there's a moment that I might be looking at that I'm like, all right, he's very quick to get in there.
Yes, he has big hands too. Look at the size of his hands compared to hers.
Compared to her face.
Jesus Christ. These giant hands.
Yeah,
that's a big man.
Well, that is our show. Thanks to the great Eric Zane for, as always, being in the sidecar with me. Easy, where can people find you, your aforementioned broken cock, your broken door, and, of course, occasionally your taint?
Well, I'll tell you right now, thank you very much for that. Each and every day at 10 a.m. Eastern time on Twitch, I have a live show, daily live show, which becomes an audio podcast, the Eric Zane Show podcast. So if you are on Twitch, search Eric Zane Live, all one word, and then subscribe or follow, whatever the fuck. I don't even know. Follow, subscribe, all that shit. Anyway, I'm there at 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Friday. That is where you can find me.
That is where you can be found. And, of course, the Insane Asylum. I think I name-checked that twice during the show. Yes. Go to whoarethese.com to find our phone number and leave us a voicemail. And don't forget to get your tickets for Hackamania 2, Back to the Hack, Hackamania.com. Promo code WATP for 10% off. My personal podcast is The Blackcast. The show that brings me the most income, though, is 100 Songs That Define Heavy Metal. That's wherever audio podcasts are found, hosted by Metal Blade Records CEO Brian Slagle. Recent guests have included our buddy Don Jameson. We've got one next week with Jim Florentine, Kerry King from Slayer, Frank Bello of Anthrax. And there was an episode where the show really slummed it, and there was a whole segment with me. So clearly someone canceled if Brian decided to talk to me. But you can find that there. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at ChristianDMZ. That is all the time for now. But as always, this is Christian Bladt reminding you every mic is a hot mic, but poor, no. Loser, yes. Here's a $5, pickle smoochers. I'm going to read Adam Bush's too. It was only a penny less. So we have a celebrity in our chat. I want to read it. Reminding you every mic is a hot mic, and reviewing comedy like sports is quite the lens to use. That said, Nikki's Bob Dylan joke was a 10 for a Dylan fan who hated the new movie.